What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley, and that's the one, the only Scott Savage. Scott, I'm 3 coffees in. Let's go, buddy.
I should have had the morning tea, but I have not yet.
Oh, you made that mistake yesterday. You're gonna learn. One of these days, dude, you'll learn. You'll be 3 teas deep, and I'll be 3 coffees in. It'll be one.
I just gotta start drinking coffee, but
You should.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Get ready, man. I don't know. I don't see any side effects at all. Dude, we got a hot show where people can join us live every day, Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/TheOfficialITG, as well as YouTube at TheOfficialITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Quick PSA, our winner was picked yesterday for the Logitech G Cloud handheld system. Congrats to the conglomerate. We'll be reaching out and sending you your device. Enjoy, because it is awesome. Dude, I nearly use my phone every day.
That is exciting. I'm actually pretty jealous of that. I don't have one myself.
I know where you can get one. Dude, also PSA. We will be live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, streaming alongside with the Game Awards. We'll be, man, hopefully we get some pretty cool announcements. There's a lot of stuff happening this morning that are just starting to kind of pop. And I was just like, I just bring on 8 o'clock. Just bring it on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's hard not to get pulled into rumors and stuff too, because everybody's excitement is high and the anticipation is building.
Oh, yeah. No, it definitely is. And what's building today is today's show. Leaker claims that a reboot of Uncharted series has been greenlit. We'll get into that discussion. Could the newest Warzone map be getting new content and maybe some zombies? And Days Gone director starts blaming others for the game's problems. He just kind of... I'm just gonna shake my head.
Yeah, that's
So we'll get into that one in a second here. Dude, let's get going though. This is over at Insider Gaming. The Uncharted series is being rebooted. Leaker claims. A new report from theleak.co suggests that the Uncharted series has been greenlit for a reboot, which wouldn't be developed by Naughty Dog. According to the leak, the series will be handed to an unknown developer, but Naughty Dog is expected to initially assist the new team. By October 2019, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End sold 15 million copies in 4 years. In 2015, Naughty Dog led game designer Robert Cogburn suggests in an interview with Kotaku that the Uncharted 4 was likely the last in the series. Quote, "These games are hard to make, particularly with a character like Nathan Drake in a world that's fairly grounded. It's a challenge to consider how much more we can expand the universe by adhering to those sorts of rules." Does that make sense? He also went on to say, That's not to say the questions will be the same games we are going to make forward, but as a studio, we grow tired of answering those same types of questions in the same fiction. It's going to be fun for us to really embark on new ideas and start fleshing out those in a new series. As for the supposed reboot, well, no one really knows anything about it. Just the fact that it's greenlit. Scott, my biggest question, do we need a reboot of the franchise, or should we just move on to Uncharted 5?
Yeah, or perhaps just a different franchise altogether, because they're talking about it being grounded and there's only some limiting factors holding back some ideas. That makes sense. Sure. I immediately think of Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider goes quite fantastical. They use a lot of mythology and stuff like that to make it work. And I haven't played all the Uncharted games, so I'm not sure if it does really branch into that kind of stuff.
It did at the beginning, like the very first one did. The second one tampered with it a lot, or at the end a little bit as well. And then when you got into 3 and 4, it didn't really. It got away from that and went really more kind of heavy in the ground focus of what's going on with that. They brought in some like almost like zombie-like creatures in the first one. Dude,
okay.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? Like, you get to the end of the game, you've never seen any of these at all, and then you get to the end of the game and everybody turns into the zombie. It's like, what? Come on, really? And then as the series kind of progressed, still one of my favorite franchises of all time. But still, it's one of those things. That's kind of a weird turn of events by the time you wrap up the end of Nathan Drake's first experience, his first game. And then by the time you end it all in Uncharted 4, like there's none of that at all kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but a reboot? Like, seriously, we just got the Nathan Drake collection. We just got it over on PC. We just got the Legacy collection. Like, I don't necessarily feel it needs a reboot. Like,
Yeah.
Are
I'm
they?
wondering why. Is it just to stick to something safe? I mean, you already have these characters developed in the world and everybody knows it. But
Yeah.
it could just as easily be a different slanted series. Doesn't
Oh,
have to be Nathan Drake, does it?
Northern Nerdcast joins us. Naughty Dog should make ITG the game where you were brought inside the game, similar to the reboot, but with the ITG crew. Day one purchase. Dude, I like your style. I like your style,
This,
Brad.
he's been watching too much Sword Art Online.
Yeah. For me, honestly, it's just I don't. The reboot thing is questionable. I thought they would continue on. I'm not gonna spoil 4. If you haven't played 4, just go play 4. At the end, though, there is a character direction we could twist into completely, so it keeps you in the realm of Nathan Drake, but it's not actually Nathan Drake himself. So, like, yeah, there's other ties, other spins. We saw Legacy as well, right? Uncharted Legacy, Lost Legacy, sorry. When you had Nadine and Chloe branch off to their own story, dude, and that was fairly long too. That was a lengthy little. I wouldn't even call it DLC. I would just call it more of an expansion. And they have opportunities to kind of keep in that same realm, but I think you are right in fact that it's a safe zone for them, right? It really is. Everybody knows Nathan Drake, but who develops this?
Well, it's dangerous though because you want to mess with a new or an appreciated IP already. Do you want to borrow the name for something new and wacky? It didn't work out in the case of Metal Gear Survive for other larger reasons.
Good point.
But using the name didn't save it.
No, not at all. Yeah, it didn't save it whatsoever, right? They tried something and it fell flat on its face, unfortunately. But it's not. They got to be careful, right? Where you saw Metal Gear Survive kind of go into this whole other genre in what people aren't used to when it comes to what Metal Gear is. Now, Metal Gear, was it Revengeance? Is that what it was called? The hack and slash?
Yeah, Rising Revengeance. That one was again another strange departure.
It is, but some people love that game and others are kind of like, that's not Metal Gear, right? So
I tried to play
it. It didn't work, eh?
No.
So I really think that if you are going to continue on with Uncharted, I almost said Metal Gear. Please bring that back too. If you were going to continue on with Uncharted, you have to keep it in that same realm. I don't think you can branch off in too many further directions, but you can get into the tomb raiding aspect of it, but then you already have tomb raiders. So where do you got to watch you don't cross a line, I think, and lose what's so beloved within the franchise. Or, dude, just don't do it. I think is even the safer. And just like Naughty Dog themselves are moving on to something else. They're now talking about a sci-fi game, and of course we're still waiting on The Last of Us multiplayer part 2 factions. Come on. Game Awards today. Yeah, dude, I wanted the Game Awards today. I really want to see that.
Oh, if we don't see it, I'm wondering if it's happening anymore.
Oh, it's happening. It's definitely happening. We're gonna get it next year, man. I'm telling you.
I'm not sure if it's become the way of the Cyberpunk multiplayer, which is now canceled. By the way,
that was canceled. That's due to the fact that Cyberpunk flopped when it launched. Where The Last of Us Part 2 did not. It nailed it. It absolutely nailed it, right? Brad's right though. Metal Gear Survive was a bit of a screw you to Kojima, right? kind of situation. We're gonna take your beloved franchise and then spin it around, and it just didn't work, unfortunately. But what seems to be working, Scott, is what people are doing next over at Treyarch, as a job listing confirms new Warzone 2.0 map in Zombies mode. Again, coming from Insider Gaming. It was less than 1 month ago that Warzone 2 was released, and it seems like a lot is already unraveling for the near future. Recently, job listings were posted on hitmaker.net, revealing that Treyarch is on the hunt for a senior level designer to join the team with the goal of working on Warzone content. Not only that, but Treyarch is also on the lookout for new team members to work on as of yet unknown Zombies mode. Scott, are they bringing Zombies to Warzone, or is this a separate mode all on its own?
That would be interesting. I could see a DMZ being zombified. That would be the easy option.
Yeah, change out the NPCs that are already in the game for zombies.
Yeah, especially if they're fighting. There's 2 factions, the zombies versus the NPCs going on, and you go through that. That could be really interesting.
Yeah, it definitely could be. Are they going to change up the map kind of? Okay, I wasn't a big Warzone 1 fan. I jumped in early, bailed out relatively quickly. It just hasn't really connected. where Warzone 2, dude, I keep jumping back in. I'm in. Like Kyle and I will jump on, and if you're around, you will jump on. Like there are pockets of friends that are playing at times that I'm like, yeah, I'm down. Play a couple rounds, bounce out, go over to Siege or do something else, whatever, right? So sticking around with that. Are they going to take the Fortnite route and keep changing up the map to keep this viable for the next few years?
I'm not sure if they're going to change it up in a large. They will, of course, over the lifetime of this, update it. But I'm thinking it'll be a different mode altogether. In the way that Warzone 1 had Resurgence mode, then that put it on the smaller island of Rebirth.
Okay. Yep.
I think that's more likely how they do it.
Well, it says here, in the recent days, a potential leak hit the airwaves. Really? Suggest. I don't think I'd use that terminology right now. Airwaves. That suggests radio to me, but either way, suggests that a new Rebirth Island style map could be coming to Warzone 2.0, Scott, in the near future. So there's that as well. Very cool.
Okay.
Lots happening over there. Warzone, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the biggest game of the year. And yet we still don't see it at the Game Awards, Scott.
Yeah. You know what? Right? I wonder if no, it hasn't been nominated for anything, has it?
I don't think so. Not that when I was looking through the list, I didn't see anything for Warzone or Call of Duty. It's one of the, like we've had this discussion before. Like it's out every year, but yet it's never at the Game Awards. It's showcased.
I wonder
sometimes.
What about the Player's Choice? It's a possibility of Player's Choice, but I've also seen some weird issues with that though. In the Player's Choice polls, you could only select Sonic or Genshin.
What?
Out of a list of 5 or 6. I can't confirm it, but I've seen a lot of people complaining.
That's weird. Speaking of complaining,
Genshin also offers specific drops, specific DLC if you could go and vote for them in the awards. A lot of people are saying that that's cheating because you're weaponizing your own fan base, but isn't that the point? It's a fan choice award.
It's a fan choice award, right? So they're already going to be there to vote for you anyways, and if they're going to vote for you, now you reward them with something as well as a cosmetic to get into the game. Dude, that works. It's called marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not actually a bad move. What seems to be a bad move, though, Scott, is Days Gone director blames middling reviews on woke reviewers and tech issues. Jordan Miller of VGC. This is a disaster. At this point, I kind of started following along. And I've been following John Garvin now for a while. And he seems like a cool guy until he started dropping all this yesterday. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, why even bother? The game is old now at this point, right? Like, it's been out. It was on
2018, was it?
So I say old. It's 4 years. Really? Okay, now you got me. Now that's it, Scott. That's it. Stop the show. Days Gone release day.
I came to PC
2019.
Oh, it was 2019. Okay.
Really? It's only that. Oh, wow.
When did it go to PC then? Now I'm all twisted up.
It's got to be last year. Really? That's the PS4 release date? Dude, April 26th, 2019. I was expecting it to be much older than that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right? All right, let's get into this. The director and writer of Days Gone has blamed the game's middling critical reception on technical issues and woke reviewers who he claims couldn't be bothered to play the game. What? Come on.
Well, that's a bit of a strange accusation on its own.
That is very weird, man. Very weird. John Garvin tweeted this theory in response to a fan asking why he thought the post-apocalyptic PS4 biker game didn't get more praise when it was released in 2019. 3 reasons. John Garvin replied, it had tech issues like bugs, streaming, and frame rate. That's granted. It did. That's there. It had reviewers who couldn't be bothered to actually play the game. And 3, it had woke reviewers who couldn't handle the gruff white biker looking at his dates behind. Scott, I'm going to put it as that. Woke, in terms of the originally referred to those aware of social injustice such as racism, sexism, and other forms of discrimination. In recent times, however, it's been adopted as a catch-all term in the right-leaning people to refer to those who favor progressive political ideas. Scott,
I sense the bias of the writer in that paragraph because I think it's a term used by both sides, if you want to say that.
No, absolutely.
Self-described and opposite.
Days Gone currently has a score of 71 on the review over on Metacritic is kind of where that's at right now. And numerous similar PS4 console exclusives scored somewhat higher, such as Ghost of Tsushima earning 83 and Sony Santa Monica's God of War Reboot receiving 94. Garvin's latest claim has sparked backlash from both members of the game's media and fans of the series, who responded to his tweet negatively. Absolutely. One response read, "Come on, John. Woke? You're better than that." To which John Garvin replied, "Nope, I'm really not." Oh, come on, man. Really? You should be, though. If a reviewer...
Well, you gotta know where you're at, I guess.
Well, yeah. If a reviewer objects to a character because of identity politics, I call that woke. How am I wrong?
Well, I see the likeness there, but it's not the way I would have described it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, because you don't like the character, it must be the libs. That's what I hear. I hear it in Alex Jones' voice.
I get standing up for yourself, right? But I think he's now attached himself a little too far to the project and not removed himself from what is in the past, right? Like, yeah, you want to answer and reply to people, but be mindful of how you do that. You were building on he's building Lithos Studios right now, so you have a whole team now under you building Ashfall. It's a whole other game that's coming in the future at some point, right? You want to build that reputation. You want to be mindful of that, and then look towards that. In today's day and age, man, you got to be careful what you say. Unfortunately, you can't be what you say needs to be taken into consideration, not only for yourself but for the rest of your team. And
that's the problem. Yeah, being responsible for a whole company startup and another team, that it puts you in a different space.
Yeah. So like at this point, just stop. I don't like. He didn't have to say anything. Honestly, he really didn't. The game's 2019. It just move on. I enjoyed the game, Scott. I honestly did.
I did.
Right? Like you and I both liked the game. It's unfortunate we didn't see a sequel, and I wonder if he's soured by that, by PlayStation going no, and yet Ghost of Tsushima is getting a sequel. So he's like,
I think so, yeah.
Ticked off by that, right?
Oh, the first time I remember him being asked, put on the spot, was why not a sequel? And he says, well, pay the game at full price then. Buy it if you want a sequel. And there's a point to be made there. But again, he put it in a really awful way.
Yeah. I once had a boss tell me diplomacy goes a long way. Dude, I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. Because it really does, right? It's you can think one thing, but how you phrase that goes a long way. And that's, my boss was incredible at that time. Gary Stevenson, shout out to him. Rest in peace, unfortunately. But it's one of those things, dude. He had a way of words, right? And John Garvin is the writer of Ashfall, dude. Like, he's got a way with words too. So it's just, he chose, in my eyes, I think he chose the wrong words here. And
does he double down? Is Ashfall going to be all about dunking on the libs? Can we make it into a video? Will that work? I don't.
Oh man. Speaking of
I'm
wrong
so
moves,
puzzled by his whole reaction.
Scott, why don't you take the next one? Because this is all about wrong moves as well.
Oh boy, is it ever. Yuji Naka reportedly has been arrested again for another insider trading scheme. Yikes. Bell and Underworld director Yuji Naka has been rearrested on a second charge of insider trading, this time involving a mobile battle royale title, Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier. I really wanted to try that game, but I don't think it runs on my phone. Last month, Naka and former Square Enix employee Taisuke Sasaki were arrested on suspicion of buying shares in developer Aiming after learning in advance about the team's announcement of its mobile game, Dragon Quest Tactics. Japanese outlet Asahi now reports that Naka and Sasaki are believed to have tried a similar scheme for the reveal of Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier. Ashe notes that in February of 21, developer A-Team and Square Enix announced a partnership to develop a mobile battle royale title. Naka and Sasaki are said to have known the details of this deal before it became public and bought shares in A-Team in hopes of profiting off of a higher stock price stemming from the First Soldier's reveal. So to explain that lightly, a company is going to succeed or at least get into the news because of a new release. You know that ahead of time, so you jump on that bandwagon before it skyrockets, and that is known as insider trading. That is absolutely illegal. You're not supposed to know the backroom talks of companies before you invest.
Yeah. and that's what they were doing, and he got busted again, dude. Like it's just, So apparently he's done this a few times, and now it's all starting to catch up to him. What a mistake. Why would you bother doing that? Like it costs you so much in the end, right? To think you're gonna get ahead, dude. Like a lot of it, lies, all that kind of stuff, cheaters, like they all get caught. Like I just.
Well, you must know. I don't think you can claim ignorance in this case.
No, he's got to plead guilty, right? Like there's no way of getting around this, especially a company as big as Square Enix. Like that just, why would you bother doing that? You just lost your job, and nobody will ever want to hire you again, right? And then you just lost the industry now. Like not only did you lose your job, but you lost your industry too. So it's like, holy man, it's unfortunate.
Well, he's said to have spent about over $1 million. This is USD, and I think that's not enough to risk your entire career on. You know what I'm saying? If it was 1 billion, well, then you never have to work again. What do you mind? But this is not the case.
Shout out Austin Powers.
Billion fulfillion dollars.
That's it. Yeah, no, what a move. I think this doesn't make any sense to me. What does make sense to me though, Scott, is a Forspoken demo looks to be set to be announced is imminently. Let's get going. A tweet promoting the demo was posted by the Japanese PlayStation Twitter account. It seems as though it may have been mistakenly published ahead of schedule. With an unfortunate mistakes people make sometimes. With an official announcement potentially set for the Game Awards tonight. Alternatively, the demo could be confirmed during a new gameplay showcase tomorrow, Scott, at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's an 11-minute stream. We're going to find out more about Forspoken. I cannot wait for this game. I'm honestly really pumped.
Yeah, I want to see it in action. That's
the
exciting part for me.
Absolutely, dude. I want to get hands on. If there's a demo, I'm downloading it, and I want to see how it feels. We don't get too many demos anymore, so the fact that they're actually looking to do this, unfortunately, it was leaked before the Game Awards, because that would have been a nice surprise tonight. Hey, out right now is a demo. Go play, blah blah blah. Right? Go play Forspoken. Go check it out. Get your hands on it. We'll have a full live stream tomorrow, going into more depth and details about the game. Yada yada yada. That'd be awesome. That's a great way to reveal a demo coming out. It builds hype for the game. I'm already pumped about it. We're obviously covering it here on the show, especially our weekly show as well. Lots in the go. Man, I cannot wait for tonight. Before oh, go ahead.
Every time I read about Forspoken, I think of Avowed. That bothers me.
Where is that game, dude?
I don't know if anybody knows anymore.
Yeah, I don't know either. But we do know that we're almost at the end of the show. Scott, what games do we have out today?
We have Chained Echoes on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, XS, Switch, and PC. Crossfire Legion is on PC today. And Portal has received an RTX update that goes live today. I'm excited. Any reason to jump back into Portal is a good reason to me.
Yeah, for sure.
And Warhammer Vermintide 2, The Trail of Treachery update, I believe, comes on to Xbox today.
Yeah, that's cool. I know you're a Warhammer fan.
I really like Vermintide as well. That was fun.
Yeah, I never really got into the franchise at all. But, dude, what I'm into tonight is the Game Awards. We'll be live here at 8 o'clock. Myself, Steve. Scott, are you joining? We're not sure yet.
It's still unclear. Yeah, I'm not certain.
It's still up in the air whether or not Scott Savage will join us. We might just grace him.
Depends on if my jet lands, you might see me on camera.
He's actually hosting the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley, move over.
That would be a surprise now, wouldn't it?
That would be a surprise to all of us. Wouldn't that be awesome? Dude, Game Awards, who do you think's winning the Game of the Year?
It's tough.
Come on,
because I think God of War is the only challenger to Elden Ring, but I think Elden Ring will actually still pull it.
I think you're right. Honestly, I think Elden Ring's going to win it. I want God of War to win it. It's my Game of the Year, but I think Elden Ring is actually going to take it. Just because it is everywhere versus God of War is not. Yeah, what's your Game of the Year?
That's what I was thinking, but Vampire Survivor is just my
all right.
You cannot deny that game is successful.
I cannot. But what I can deny is the show is now over. Scott, let's get it out of here. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll be back tomorrow highlighting the Game Awards. Until then, I'm Drew, that's Scott, and we'll see you inside the game.